Hi, this is Jill from Humu Yoga, and this is the chair yoga class. Every week in this chair yoga class and all of the yoga classes that I teach, we focus on a theme. And I weave this into the practice so that it will carry over not only on our mats or in our chair, but into our life. And this week, we're going to focus on the theme of alignment. And then I'm going to take that theme and we'll start to gently move with it. And using the chair as for guidance, we'll even do some assisted standing poses, make our way into an assisted down dog pose, open the hips. And by the end of the practice, you'll be ready to maybe find yourself in a really peaceful, seated, aligned pose where you can just go deep, maybe into meditation or relaxation, and it will help guide you through no matter what you do. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with that alignment. So how are you sitting in your chair? It's important, right? The alignment of the seat. So we have these inner muscles that really, some people refer to as core muscles or inner strength, I like to think of it. So by rooting your feet into the floor, it just means gently pressing down. Feel an energy coming back inside. So I could feel almost a squeeze. It's more like an engagement of all the muscles I'm sitting on, pelvic floor. And in yoga, we call that mula or root lock, mula bandha. And then above that, right below the navel, right below the belly button, there's a drawing in and up. So that's called Uddiyana, which means flying upward. Uddiyana bandha, it's flying upward, and it's that lock. And then at the top of the spine, you can draw the chin down, and that's called Jalandhara bandha, and that's just the chin lock. So with all of these internal locks engaged, you're fully supported and aligned from inside out. So you can keep using your hands if you need to get that lift, that sense of lift, or maybe you can rest your hands here and whatever feels good in your body. And maybe you could take the hands here for a moment and we'll close the eyes, and no matter where you are, just focus on your breath. So you could have your hands here or here and just inhaling and exhaling, just noticing, is the rib cage really expanding on your inhalations? And then can you just let the rib cage relax on the exhalations? So just focusing on the breath, right? You're supported in your body and you're breathing. And then let's just go ahead and let's just vibrate an Om together. So just taking a breath in. The things that bring you the most joy are in alignment with your purpose. It is through the alignment of the body that I discovered the alignment of my mind, self, and intelligence. The less aligned you are with your soul, the harder life becomes. The more you align your soul, the easier it gets. Life wants you to live in total alignment with true love, passion, and integrity. So it's so important. It's just like when we align with our bodies, we invite good movement and helpful movement. And when we align with our purpose, we know our true intentions. So let's go ahead and find that alignment again. Just take the hands on beside you, right? Pressing down, lift the sternum up, right? But roll the shoulders down and wide. And then let's start to move them. So let's move back. So lift up, back, and widen. Up, it's like you're going down, but then you're widening. So do that again. And widening. Let's go the other way. So go back, up, and widen. And then go back. The sternum lifts up. Widen, and one more. And widen, and stay. And then from here, you could reach maybe your left hand down the chair a little if that was possible. And your right hand too. And let the shoulders draw down your back and wide. And then from here, keep lifting upwards, right? And just gently let the right ear fall in the direction of the right shoulder, right? Gently, just gently. But the shoulders are rolling away from the ears. Maybe this is enough for you, or maybe you want to take your right hand and just let the weight of the hand draw your right ear a little bit more towards the direction of the floor. Maybe just a little. It's just the weight of the hand though, you're not pulling. And if this felt okay, maybe you can draw the chin down, but I'm still focusing on pulling this left shoulder away from the left ear. Just breathing here. And then inhale, rise up. We'll go to the other side. So keep rolling those shoulders down and wide. Gently, just let the left ear fall in the direction of the left shoulder. Keep rolling the shoulders away from your ears and wide. And if it felt okay, just take the weight of the left hand on your head and encourage that left ear to go a little closer to the floor as you roll your shoulders, both shoulders, away from your ears. And maybe it feels good to just drop the chin down. Gentle stretch to the neck. And then inhale up and rise up. And then from here, let's take a nice side bend. So reach the left arm up, and you could use your right arm, pull your right shoulder away from your right ear as you draw the body over to the right. And then from here, let's try and play with that gaze again. Just look down and keep rolling that right shoulder away, your left shoulder and your right shoulder away from your ear, right? And look straight ahead. And then maybe take your gaze up. And then inhale, rise up. Let's go to the other side. So draw that left shoulder away from the left ear. You could bend the elbow, reach up, but don't let your shoulder lift. Draw it away from your ear. And a gentle side bend. Let's look down, breathing. Maybe take your gaze straight ahead, and then maybe upward. I'm feeling that right butt drawing down as I do that. And then inhale, rise up. We're going to come into some assisted standing poses. So the high lunge, I really like this one. We're going to come onto that, feel that right butt on the chair. Let's start off by bending this back knee. It feels like a nice hip flexor stretch on the front of the left leg. So bend the knee. You could hold on to the chair. You could even have your left hand here and try to straighten. Just notice what does that feel like in the hip flexors here, right? You're trying to have this front foot under the knee as best you can and not too far back, right? Just do the best you can here. And then we'll work to really straighten this leg. You should feel this nice stretch. Now we're going to reach the left arm up and reach up, but at the same time, don't let the shoulder go too crazy, right? You're still rolling the shoulder out and reaching up. And from here, take a breath in, and we'll use this breath to gently side bend to the right. And you could take that right ear down and just breathe. If you wanted to, you could take your gaze up if that felt okay, or just look straight ahead. And then inhale, rise up. Now we'll take it into Virabhadrasana or Warrior Two. So turn the back foot out and adjust so that your right hip is on the chair. Back foot's turned out as best you can, a right angle here. And let's just reach the arms. So you feel the shoulders again rolling away from the ears. They're not up here. It's a really strong pose. And feel that right knee gently opening out. The gaze is down the nose and over the fingertips. Just breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. And then we're going to inhale here. We'll come to the other side. So just pivoting and finding that left butt on the chair. The right hand can be on the chair. You could take your right hand in the back of your right hip and bend the right knee and then gently straighten. Check out your front foot. Try to get your heel under the knee. Bend as best you can. Straighten. And one more time. Straighten and hold. See how that feels? I'm feeling a really good stretch here. Yeah, see if you can find that. And then inhale, we'll reach this arm up. Reach way up. Don't let the shoulder lift this way, though. Try to roll your shoulder out. Lift up. Just notice. Inhale, how that alignment makes you feel. And then exhale, let's take a side bend over to the left, but lift up to go over. Breathe. You could change your gaze to look up if that felt good, or just look straight ahead. Breathe. Whatever feels good, it feels good in your body. And then we'll come down to the middle. And we'll find ourselves in this goddess pose. So let's inhale here and just sit up. Sit up as best you can. Try to open the thighs away from each other. Pull the belly in. Use your feet. Connect to those bandhas we talked about earlier. Just pressing through the feet, pulling everything in and up. And just pause here for a moment. Notice what's going on, right? Where is the energy coming from? And breathe. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and take the feet a little closer together. So from here, we're going to come into a squat, and you can assist yourself. You can use your hands in back of you, but you're going to want to stick the butt out a little bit to come up. So leaning forward, press through your feet, push the butt out, and rise up. Try to keep your spine as straight as you can. So we'll do that again. Come down, use your hands. Or if you felt like everything was going okay, maybe you could come up without them. But go slow so you feel. We'll just do it one more time. You could even have your hands in the front. That was helpful, right? Gently, as soon as you lean over, you can feel how much work you have getting up and how much assistance you might need. Once we're up, you could keep your chair the same way. I'm going to turn mine just so you get a better visual from the side. So I'm going to put it in front. And this is just an assisted Uttanasana or forward bend. So you could have your feet a little wider than hip width, or you could have hip width, whatever works in your body. And from here, inhale. I want you to try and pull that belly in and start to come forward. And see if you can keep your spine nice and long and not rounded, right? You could bend your knees if you needed to. And then we're just going to take the hands on the chair and gently, let's extend out as much as we can and then gently come in. Let your head just drop and see where you are. It's an assisted Uttanasana. And then inhale, look up and lengthen, and see where you can come. Can you really lengthen your spine here? And see if it's possible to let go. You never know. And then we'll exhale. If you're with me, the hands can come down. And now we're going to try an assisted down dog. So we'll come in the same way, come forward. And then now we're going to walk the feet back a little bit. So just go to where you can. And it's okay here. I want you to really reach the arms long. It's okay to have your heels lifted and to bend the knees. And then try to straighten. And bend the knees. And see, I'm trying to get this length in my back, so I'm not trying my best not to round my spine. And then one more time. The shoulders are rolling away from my ears, but I'm really reaching. Even if your knees are bent, that's okay. Just do the best you can. We're really trying to lengthen the spine. You might feel the hamstrings, the back of the legs as well. And then from here, we're slowly just going to walk in. Lengthen as best you can. Lengthen. Maybe you can take your arms out and come to stand. But it's okay to use the chair the whole time. Next, we're going to come into a wide-legged, we call this Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward bend. And then inhale here. We'll keep the hands on the waist for a moment and start to come forward. Then you can take your hands anywhere you need to on the surface. We're not trying to push back this time. We're trying to keep our hips pretty much over our ankles. It's okay if they go back a little bit, but we're coming into a forward bend here, pulling the belly in. So do as best you can. Maybe you're here. That's great. And then from here, we're going to gently play around with tucking the pelvis and straighten. So you could bend the knees and then straighten, or you could keep your legs straight. Just see how that feels in your body. So maybe you could bend and straighten, or maybe you could keep the legs straight. And then from here, we'll slowly walk the hands in walk the feet in, and we'll find our way back to standing. And exhale. And now we'll move the chair. I'm just going to put it back to where it was. And we'll come back down. We'll make our way down. So let's see if we can come down the same way we came up. So I'm nice and wide. I'm going to reach my arms forward. That really helps to counter my butt going back. But I'm going to make sure nobody pulled that chair out. Take my hands back so I know where it is and come to seated. And then we'll step everything together. And from here, we're going to come into a nice glute stretch. So we'll cross the right ankle over the left knee as best you can and sit up. So find that posture again, that sitting up, and breathe. We're trying to open this knee. If this feels accessible and you want to, maybe you can lean forward, or maybe you use the chair to do that and just breathe here. And then inhale, rise up. We'll go to the other side. So letting the left leg come up, opening the knee out, and sitting up as best you can. Just find that. Breathing. We'll start to come forward if that's accessible, or maybe you're using the chair. And inhale, rise up. Putting that foot down. Let's go to the right side, and we'll come into a nice twist. So before we start the twist, find the alignment. Again, the floor. Is the pelvic floor engaged? Are you in Uddiyana? Are you lifting upward? Right? The neck is long. And then we'll take a little twist to the right. So start your journey. Maybe you can take your hands to the back of the chair. Maybe if not, just take your hand on your thigh and turn the ribs. But the important thing is we're lifting up, rolling the shoulders away from the ears and turning the left ribs to the right. The head is the last thing to turn. So inhale, pressing the feet down, turning the left ribs to the right. Exhale. And then inhale, come back to the center. We'll go to the other side. So just turning. And then start by really lifting up and pressing down through the feet, feeling that mula, that pelvic floor, that Uddiyana, that lift, and the neck is long. And then inhale here, exhale, start your turn. Turning the ribs first. Inhale, exhale, ribs turn, and then maybe the head follows. Notice I'm not lifting my shoulders. I'm trying to really keep them down and wide. Pressing through my feet, inhale, and exhale. Alignment on the chair is really important. It supports you, but you can also use it to really get that sense of lift. We don't ever want to be collapsing in our chair without support. So let's go ahead and we're going to finish with a nice forward bend. So you could have your legs out in front of you. I like to scoot to the edge of the chair a little bit so that I can get that length in my low back. You could bend the knees if you needed to and just start to, with a flat back, come forward and see if you can straighten your legs. And just see where you go with this. Once you get really long, you might be able to drop your head and breathe. And it's okay if you're just here. That's okay. You want your back nice and long, but you could always relax your head. That's okay. And then inhale, coming up, and then feet nice and flat. We'll just take a nice cat-cow. So just drop the head. Allow your spine to come forward and arch. Drop the head and roll up. And just take a moment here. Maybe you can release the hands for a moment and just notice the alignment has taken you to a place of support and freer movement. And maybe the alignment on the inside has shown you a bigger purpose for all of your intentions. And take that and let it resonate in everything you do. Namaste.